Are you a fan of pro wrestling, comedy, and combat sports? Then we have the podcast for you because we cover that and much, much more.
Do you like to debate with your friends? Do we have the perfect segment for you? It's the 531, where we take any given subject, break it down to a top 5. From there, we debate it down to 3 and then into that number 1 spot.
If you want to get a hold of us, find us on our social medias. Search Working Fans Podcast on any major social media platform. And if you want to find the podcast, search for us on any major podcast platform as well as YouTube.
Working Fans Podcast. We put in the work so you don't have to.
Welcome back for another edition of Working Fans Presents Horror Business, episode 20, where today we will be reviewing the 2006 remake of The Hills Have Eyes. You heard yesterday that I love the original. I thought it was creepy as hell. It was very intense. This is a horror movie. If you want to get really creeped out around Halloween, this is the one to watch. Now, it's Monday. We're kicking off another week, so let's kick off this review. It's directed by Alexander Aja or Aja. It came out, like I said, 2006, rated R again, and they make every bit of this R rating. I'd say this movie is just as good as the original, but like gorier. It's an hour and 47 minutes, which obviously, you know, my preference, it's running a little long, but still an enjoyable movie. $15 million budget, opening weekend, made $15,708,512, and that opening weekend was March 12th, 2006. In US and Canada, this grossed $41,778,863, and worldwide pulled in $70,009,308. And this movie, just like the original, while celebrating their 30th wedding anniversary, a couple are traveling through the desert with their 3 children and son-in-law and their baby granddaughter. While the rest of the family agrees there are plenty of better and more appropriate things to do to celebrate an anniversary, they make do with what they have, but things take a turn after a sketchy gas station attendant informs them about a shortcut that will take them in between a series of hills in the desert. It doesn't take too long before they realize they're not alone and the hills do indeed have eyes. And this is one that's different than the original. The gas station attendant in the original warns them not to try taking a shortcut. And in this one, I think he felt slighted by them and directs them up there. And maybe he profits off of it because we see during the course of the movie, he ends up with a bag from someone that has money, identification, and an ear inside of a styrofoam container, which was creepy. Major actors in this: Ted Levine plays Big Bob. You will recognize him from Silence of the Lambs and other things. Kathleen Quinlan plays Ethel. Dan Bird plays Bobby. Emile de Raven plays Brenda. Maxine Gifford plays the first victim. Michael Bailey Smith plays Pluto. Tom Bauer plays gas station attendant. That might be Tom Brewer. I can't read that too well. I wrote too tiny on that. I'm sorry. Aaron Stratford plays Doug. Vanessa Shaw plays Lynn. Robert Joy plays Lizard. Laura Ortiz plays Ruby. Ezra Buzzington plays, can't read that name. And we'll go to my thoughts on this because I thought this was more explicitly gory. It was a faithful remake, but like I said, they hit some of the same story points while just taking different ways to get there. I prefer the original, but this wasn't bad in any way. And it got an IMDb rating of 6.4 out of 10. Now, I'll tell you what you're about to get. The mid-show reads. And if you like what you're watching, please like, rate, review, subscribe. And stay up to date when these videos get released, because they are brought to you by the Pro Wrestling Vault Volume 1 and Lance by Chance, written by Vinny Berry, available at WrestleVille.com. All the following books that I'm about to list off are available on Amazon.com, including Super Vows and Pas de Deux, written by friend of the show, Kevin Kelton. I'll Be Here All Week and All That's Left, written by friend of the show, Ward Anderson, as well as his stand-up special. Blood and Fire, the unbelievable real-life story of wrestling's original Sheik, written by Brian R. Solomon. How Not to Suck at Comedy, written by Pat Oates. Matt Memories, written by John Arezzi and Greg Oliver. If you're an artist in Connecticut looking for studio time, check out the great people over at Connecticut People Records. And it's Monday. You could be watching Raw, but why not check out the wrestling action over at New Heights Wrestling YouTube channel, where you can hear the man they call Dave and myself call some wrestling. Now, I didn't throw as many facts down for this movie, but I think I found some interesting ones. The gas station set was built on location in Morocco. It was so authentic that occasionally someone not involved in the production would stop by to buy gas. The mutants were created by CGI, physical effects, or both. Most of the mutants with full deformations were created by prosthetic makeup, but the deformed children who were plating were digitally distorted using tracking dots on their faces. Ruby was a mixture of the two, using tracky dots for distortion and prosthetic teeth. There was allegedly great difficulty shooting the scenes where the gun was pointed at the baby, not because the child was too scared, but you can see in the movie even where she reaches out for the gun. She kept trying to play with it. Famous makeup artist Greg Nicotero plays Cyst, the mutant with the Halo headgear. And this was a good remake. If you're going to watch one of these movies, watch the original, but they did this remake and then they did a sequel to it. And I didn't watch the sequel, but I can only guess that it wasn't as good as this one, and this one wasn't as good as the original. But both of these aren't going to be as good as tomorrow, Tuesday the 18th. We will be talking The Exorcist, classic horror movie, one of the all-time classics. Wednesday the 19th, we will be talking House of a Thousand Corpses, and then we're going to close out the week with a couple heavy hitters. Thursday the 20th, Friday the 21st will be The Omen and The Omen remake, respectively. And Saturday the 22nd, Sunday the 23rd, it'll be It the original and It the remake. These are some huge movies, so you're going to want to like, subscribe, rate, review wherever you can. Get in the comments. Let us know what horror movies you'd like to see us review. What did we miss? Do you have fun facts on a movie that we missed? Let us know in the comments, and we will do a follow-up video with anything contributed that we missed. Thank you for joining us, and we will talk to you again tomorrow.